As the discipline of design nears the end of its current life cycle, we ask ourselves, what happens next?
I don't know very well what means the end of a life cycle. Perhaps designers know better, but what I think is that design is starting a really new, fascinating era, because what we are facing is the challenge to redesign the entire world.
I think it may be changing, it's adapting to other needs, because we've been so brought up in consumer design, product design, with no relationship to nature or social infrastructure or whatever. So I think it's changing more towards design process, and I think design can create this awareness. I think also that we should take a pledge to design only things that don't disrupt the earth and don't create more conflicts. That we should all take a pledge to not do any designing that ruins our lives and our planet.
In the work that we're doing around decolonizing design, like industry is like, well, what does this mean for us? And it's a thing where if you want to be able to embrace the true diversity that exists in the world, then you have to design things and systems and interactions that align with the values that they have. And so your business will go out of business if you only are serving this one very narrow group, because just from a demographic perspective, you won't be able to sustain your business by focusing on this very narrow group of people.
I would like to think that people would start to design for things more than just the individual user. I'd like for people to think about entire ecosystems. I'd like for people to think about entire life cycles of products, not just the moment that a user has it, but what happens when it's thrown away, or what are the feedstocks that allow that product to come into existence, and of course how it gets reused once it's no longer a product.
Yo creo que el diseño cada vez más va a tener un rol político. Ya muchos autores están hablando de la necesidad de rediseñar espacios urbanos, de rediseñar la democracia. Incluso me atrevería a decir que el diseño está cumpliendo un rol ontológico, es decir, el diseño, lejos de ser una mera estrategia para decorar nuestros entornos, es una estrategia de diseñar nuevos modos de hacer, de ser, nuevos futuros. Entonces, en ese sentido, yo creo que el desafío que tiene el diseño es cómo entrar en un debate mucho más fructífero con el mundo de la política y el mundo de la construcción de mundos posibles.